First of all, coffee, water, snacks, you can take them at all times included the course. The coffee maybe only in the breaks because the machine is kind of loud. The things in the cooler are priced at €1. There's the little treasure chest on top. If you need to change, I can also change. The toilet is 2 minutes more and then on the left. There will be 10 to 15 minute breaks throughout the course, and then a large 45-minute lunch break at about 12. First off, about me, my name is Vincent. I've been a paramedic for almost 2 years now, and I've been doing first aid courses for about a year to finance my studies in physics. For also about a year now. Throughout the course, I will be asking you some questions, so it would be nice if you would answer. Would make it a lot easier. There are no wrong answers. Well, technically they could be wrong, but you're here to learn, so it's not wrong for you. Just would be nice if you answer. There will also be partner exercises during the course, where you will have to do the recovery position or other things with your partner. It would be nice if at the beginning just look for a partner, get to know each other, and then after that you will present your partner to the class, or to the group. Just tell us something about their name, why they are doing the course, and something else if you like. So look for a partner. You don't have to sit directly next to each other, that's not a problem for the exercises, it's just that you have to do it, everyone has to do these exercises, and you need a partner for it. Then get to know each other.
Do you need a partner? Partner? They will ask us questions and then we need to, I guess, present them.
I'm not good to understand.
Okay. So what's your name?
Andrei.
Andrei, my name is Hassan. You're from Ukraine? I'm from Pakistan. Why are you taking this course? Why are you taking this course?
Change plus drive license.
Driving license? No Russian. Me too. Are you studying here? Are you studying here? Do you go to a university? University, like school?
No.
Okay.
So how is it going? Right now, only my both are there, so we are accommodating well.
German currently.
gymnasium is something
Just we were trying to learn German.
given to
So who wants to start with the gymnasium or you say you'll just come to the formal if you want? Who wants to start? Thank you.
I do my partner's name. This is Yilmaz.
Yeah.
Yeah. He's a electrical engineer, and he's new to unit, and he's doing a first aid course to change his Turkish driver's license to a German driver's license.
Okay, thank you. Then tell us something about your partner.
He is Patrick. He is ice jockey trainer. Okay. And he's from Canada. Also, he wants to change his Canada driving license to German.
Okay,
Okay.
thank you. Which team are you training currently?
In Wiesbaden.
Okay. Thank you. Then we just go around like this, maybe?
Yeah, so my partner's name is Butte and she's from Tunisia and she's doing this course for driving. And she's here from since 2 years in Germany and she's here with her husband and 2 kids.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah, my wife is Komar. She's from India. She has been here for 3 years, and she's doing this course to change her driving license from India to Germany.
All right, thank you.
So my partner's name is Andrei, and he's from Ukraine, and he's doing this course to change his Ukrainian driving license to German.
All right, thank you.
My partner is Hassan. He is doing this course to change license to German.
Okay, thank you.
So, hi, my name is Lena. She's a user instructor. She's here in Germany for 2 years. And doing this course for driving.
Okay, thank you.
This is Anara. She's been living in Germany for 6 years, and she is working in marketing, and she's doing this course for her driving license.
All right, thank you.
Hi, my partner name is Alex, and he is from India, and he is living in Germany for almost 9 years, and he is doing his driving license from
India, and he's doing this course to migrate his Indian license to German license, and he's been in Germany for almost 6 years.
Okay, thank you.
So my partner name is Ash. So she is working in digital marketing and really into data as well, working with students, so really cool. And they're from Augsburg as well. Not as well, but they're from Augsburg and here together with my husband.
Okay, thank you.
So my partner's name is Kim. She's also here for her driver's license. She's making the most out of her maternity leave, which is amazing, being a mom, traveling and finding the time for something to do for yourself. She's working in HR recruiting, also in marketing.
Okay. All right, thank you.
Cool, I can start. So my partner's name is Shenda. He's from China. He's working in Munich in a research institute, and like many others there, he's here to get the first aid course for the driver's license.
All right.
He's from Pakistan, and he works in a technical staff company, and he's also here for a driving license.
Okay, thank you.
My partner is not. We actually know each other for a very long time. She has been in Germany for over 5 years, and we are both here for
name is Hussein. He's from India. He's been here for 3 years and he's doing this to change his driving license in India.
Okay, so my partner name is Raj. So he is also living here in Munich for almost 2 years now, and he's here for his driving license as well.
Yeah, the person who's here the longest because I was born and raised here. So English is also not my first language. If you were wrong or stutter, please don't be mad. I try my very best. Yeah, but I think we should start. First of all, what is first aid when you think of first aid? Any medical terms or other stuff?
The first response towards any injury is with medicine or any a technique for the recovery is called first aid.
About the medicine, we don't use medicine first aid. Even as a paramedic, we aren't officially allowed to use law that allows us in emergencies to still use medicine for first aid. Basically, we are there to pass the time until the ambulance arrives. From the just beginning, finding the person, treating them, also life-saving emergency measures, just to keep them alive until the ambulance arrives, and then, to probably help them survive. Body position is also very important. The most known one is the recovery position, but we will also be doing different stuff depending on what the person has. We have to put the legs up, the upper body up. Then the helping hand. The helping hand is a scheme of 5 points. For each finger there's one. It's just if you don't know what to do, you can use the helping hand to guide yourself through the whole work, and it's just to make it a little bit easier and for you to stay calm as well. And then wound care, also a very important part of first aid. Our topics for today will just start with the basics. What is an emergency? How do we do emergency call? Road safety, everything about that. Then finding a person, step by step, person what do we do? Then the CPR and the AED, probably the most interesting topic for today because you will also get to practice with the dummies. Then the circulatory system, how is it built up, how does it work, and also some illnesses and emergencies with the heart. Then the shock, we're talking about the medical shock, not what is it, payment. In very severe cases, we medical shock, but we hope it won't happen. Then wound care, just a normal bandage, pressure bandage, and even a binding if it's needed to. Fractures and burns, also all kinds of temperature-related disorders, heat stroke, sunstroke, hypothermia, stuff like that, and then brain-related disorders and breathing disorders. We will cover 2 each, just the most common ones. And last but not least, intoxication. For the basics, we'll have to start with the obligation to provide first aid. After the course, as soon as you walk out, you are fortunately obligated to provide first aid. The good thing is it's pretty easy to get rid of the obligation. Just as soon as you try to help, this obligation is fulfilled and you are basically free to go. Then the definition of an emergency, when do we even have to help, or what's part of an emergency. Then the helping hand, every single step, just so you get to know it. Try to remember the helping hand. It will be, we will be covering it throughout the course again and again, just to revise it. Then the accident scene safety and the rescue from the danger zone, and also the emergency code. First of all, the helping hand. As you can see here, there's 5 points, 1 finger, 1 for each finger. At any scene, there's, you can imagine, what's the most important thing we have to be aware of. But that's only the second step to look if the person is alive. What comes before that? Our own safety. Check for dangers and get an overview. We aren't obligated to provide first aid if we put ourselves in danger, if there is any risk for ourselves. But also part of our own safety are the gloves. You should wear them at all times. It just helps not to get any infections or harm yourself, especially if you're dealing with blood. As a paramedic, we are always using gloves. We don't touch a patient without them, and in first aid it should do the same. They are in every first aid kit, so you don't have to worry about not next, we check if the person is still alive. How do we check it? We check for the vital functions. The vital functions are just functions the body needs to survive. There are 3. What could those be? Breathing. Pulse. Yes. What's the first thing you check if somebody's? No?
Conscious.
Yes, consciousness. We ask them if they can hear us. Consciousness, breathing, and the pulse. We only check for consciousness and breathing because the pulse it can be quite hard to feel, especially in a stressful situation. And if they have no conscious and no breathing, sooner or later the pulse will also stop. So we don't have to check for that as a first aider. Depending on what we got out from the vital functions, we do the emergency call. If they are fine, if the vital functions aren't, there is no threat to the vital functions, we don't necessarily need it. But it could still be that they have a broken bone or something and they need the emergency call. Then a point that's often forgotten is the psychological care. We are just a human, and the person lying there is also only a human. It's not like a patient and doctor relation. We are friend and helper, so we also have to be there for them. They are probably in a lot of pain, maybe they panic, so just we have to be there for them. And last but not least, the heat preservation. People lose a lot of body temperature if they are lying on the ground, especially. So there's these heating blankets. They are also in every first aid kit. They are pretty big, so you could cover almost every person with it. They've got a golden and a silver side. Which side would you say should be on top, looking up to the sky, to prevent the sound of heat? Who has gold, hands up? Who has silver, hands up? Oh, it doesn't matter at all. That's a good thing, they are designed like this, so you don't have to think about which side to put up if it's a stressful situation in general. It's only for the main thing why they have different colors is visibility. If you're in the snow or skiing, you put the golden side up because the silver is easily overseen, and the golden side blends in with the brown in the forest. So if you're in the forest, you just put the silver side on top. That's the only difference. Yes. They are also in every first aid kit. Normally they aren't as big as this. They are folded together this small. If they are in first aid kit, so it's easier to store them. Yeah. The helping hand is just in every situation. If you don't know what to do, you can how to finish, what do I have to do next, and it should help you guide yourself through it. About wound care or stuff, it's not in there right now, but if you do the emergency the situation, they will also tell you what you can do and how to do it. Then the obligation to provide first aid. In an emergency, we must help, but we don't put ourselves in danger. As long as there isn't any risk for ourselves, we don't have to help. Then it's free to ourselves. We can decide if we still want to, but we are not obligated to. Also, do not violate any important obligations. What's meant by that, it is forbidden to hinder others from providing first aid, or from people in general. If the ambulance is there, don't just say, yeah, but I've learned this in the first aid course, I want to do it. if we see Strafgesetzbuch, in Germany we've got a lot of law books, and it's also written in a very boring law language, so
Someone's life is at risk.
yes, pretty much. It's a situation where if there is a disruption to vital functions, it occurs, or is expected to happen later on. If a person isn't breathing or is unconscious, then it's already an emergency, but also if they are bleeding, it's an emergency because the pulse, the circulatory system isn't in any danger right now. Yes, the vital functions, as already said, consciousness, breathing, and the circulatory system or the pulse. Next up, the requirements for a first aider. What in the best case should you be able to do as soon as you walk out after the course? First of all, recognize what happened. You should be able to see, is it a burning house? Has someone broken their leg, or is it a burning car or a car accident? Well, most of that you can do just by thinking logically, but later you will be able to recognize an even wider range of emergencies. Then assess which dangers threaten, also as well for yourself, but also for the patient, of course. Then acting. It is unfortunately situational. We can't treat a broken leg the same as an asthma attack. So we have to do different things, but what to do in every situation we will learn throughout the course. Then check for danger and observe. Also very important while acting. It can also get dangerous later on. If there is a car, that's why you need to secure the accident scene. When in doubt, always call 112. If you're not sure if you need the ambulance at all, you can still call them. Just tell them or describe the situation to them, and then they will tell you we were on our way, or you can just take a taxi to the nearest hospital. That's not a problem at all. You can still call them even if you're not sure. There's 2 other emergency numbers you can call in Germany. Which are those? Sorry? 112 is for the ambulance and fire department together.
110?
110. It's mainly for the police, but they are connected that good that even if you call 110, you will get an ambulance with no time lost. And the other one is the national emergency.
911?
911, yes. You can also call it in Germany. 911 is available everywhere in the world as long as you have network connection. You can always call them and you will get someone to speak to you in English. 112, they are also obligated to speak English nowadays, so you should also be able to contact them. And the 112 is available everywhere in Europe, so even if you're on vacation in Italy or Spain or Greece, you can still call 112. Don't worry, they won't send someone from Germany all the way over there, but they will get in touch with the rescue coordination center in Greece or wherever you are and send someone from there. Okay. Then the mental health care. It is often forgotten. The easiest we can do is just approach them and build a relationship and ask how you can help. Of course, it's only possible if they are conscious, otherwise it would be quite tricky. But asking how you can help is the best you can do, because the person in the emergency often knows better what they are, especially if there's something that's like a heart attack. You don't really know what they have, you can't really see it from the outside, so you have to ask them. Also, explain your measures. If they are bleeding on their arm, you just go to him, grab his arm, and they already are in the world. So you might just make it. Just explain everything step by step. Then take them seriously. It can be quite difficult sometimes because they over-exaggerate, especially parents or siblings or family members over-exaggerate. calm them down while being honest. If they have a broken leg or the leg is missing, don't just say it will be fine, you will walk by tomorrow. Because you know that as they logically they know they can't walk tomorrow. And they will say to you, tell them just be honest. Tell them if you don't know it for sure, just tell them I can't tell you that right now, we have to ask the paramedics later, and then because we are a friend and helper after all. Yeah, first aid in traffic or on the road. I'll try to draw something real quick. If we are involved in a traffic accident, first of all, involved doesn't mean we have to be in a crash, but also if we drive past, as soon as we see the accident, we are involved in the accident. Okay? We are on a road, and we're coming from this way, and then we were driving on the right side of the road, and suddenly we're seeing a car that's lying in a ditch on the side of the road. It shows it still has a normal car shape. What's the first thing we do when we see the accident?
Slow down.
It's easier said than done because often people drive past. There has been a study that nearly every second person is driving past an accident for 3 reasons. First of all, they look at their back mirror, and if they are seeing a car over there, they think, he can help, I don't have to, he will stop. But the person in the back is also looking up front, and he's seeing the person driving past it, and he thinks, okay, the person drove past it, it won't be that serious, so I don't have to stop either. That's the problem. And also a lot of people have a fear of blood or staying next to it, being next to a dying or injured person, and because of the fear they try to flee the situation. So first of all, we stop the car. Where do we stop? Behind it, in front, on the opposite lane? In front, exactly. How far from the accident car? 15 to 20 meters. For 2 reasons. First of all, the ambulance can park easily between us and the accident car, and our car is kind of a protective shield. If any person doesn't see the warning signs and he's crashing into the accident, he will hit our car first and not the already injured person or us while we are trying to help. So it's kind of a protective shield. Yeah. So we stop the car. What's next? Sorry? Yeah. The warning lights.
Yeah.
Just put them on the finish.
Question on the Autobahn. If it's in the Autobahn, it's also 15 meters, or it's just like ordinary?
Parking the car is the same. On the Autobahn, you're not required to park on the same lane as the accident happened. You can go to the side just for safety. And on the Autobahn, of course, there's a higher risk of injuring yourself, so you don't have to have it all the emergency calls or if you say you still can help, then of course you can, but then it's free for you to decide. Okay, we put on the warning lights, the hazard lights. Next. The warning triangle is also involved. It looks kind of like this. In most cars, it's just you fold it together, you put it together. It's in the trunk normally. But there is another thing we have to do before we step outside of the car.
You have to wear the jacket?
The warning lights, exactly. Yeah, they kind of look like this. They should be reachable from the driver. How far, how many should there be in the car? Do you know how it is in law?
By law, there should be 5 seats according to the car's number of people, how many different seats.
That would be nice, but you only have to do one warning vest. All of our neighboring countries have done it differently. They either have, if there's 4 people, you need 4. If there's only 2, you need 2. Or per number of seats, you need 1 each. But in Germany, you only need one. Of course, it would be better to have more, but by law, you only need one warning list. So you put on the warning list, and now we can step outside and put up the warning triangle. Of course, the warning triangle works in one lane. How far away from our car do we put it?
15 to 20 meters.
50, 50, 100, 200. Where we are. Yeah, in the city, 50 meters is enough. On country roads, you say 100 meters, and from the autobahn, it's 200 meters. Of course, nobody's walking 200 steps, 200 steps. Under the warning triangle, there are these white posts on the side of the road in Germany. They are spaced every 50 meters, so you can measure it like that. It's easier to put the warning triangle in. And yeah, that, if you've done everything like this, then the accident is secure. But you can also, if there's more than one person, it would be not good to put up another warning triangle on the other lane to slow down and maybe even help you with treating the injured persons. Where could we get the second warning triangle from? We normally only have one in our car. From the accident, yes. We are just allowed to take it. There's nothing about theft or anything. It's for our own safety. We are allowed to take it. Yeah, of course, on the autobahn we don't have to do it because in the middle it's separated. But especially in the city when there is a lot of traffic going on, then it's recommended to put up the second triangle. When involved in a traffic accident, we stop immediately, secure the accident scene and assess the situation. Then we help the injured and provide all the persons with personal information. What's meant by that is only if the paramedics ask you for your contact data, just give it to them. It could be important later for insurance or stuff like that, because you might have seen how the accident happened, anything else. They just maybe have some questions later. Yeah, again, written paragraph 34, Straßenverkehrsordnung. Again, it's written in law language, so yeah. It's up to you if you want to read it. Yeah, then you can see it again a little bit better. There's the accident, we parked our car, put on the warning lights, put up the warning triangle. Down the road by 100 meters. Here we are in the city, there's a little about 50 meters ahead. Always secure first and then help. Nobody's getting help if you are not securing the accident scene, just rushing to help them, and you get run over while trying to help. Then you are injured as well, and the already injured person doesn't get any help either. So also check for dangers, step on self-protection, and wear the safety vest. If there are more than, if there's more than one person, you can share the task. Then it would be helpful if the person wearing the warning vest puts up the warning triangle and the other person already shows that has been injured. Yeah. Our car is a protective shield, parked in front of the accident scene. It just provides extra additional security and also never block the roads completely. You can be fined with coercion and dangerous intervention in traffic. There was a case on the A9 where a truck driver put his truck across all 3 lanes because there was an accident in the lane, in one of the lanes later on. It was a good thought because nobody could get into the accident, but the problem was so that's the problem. You're fined with dangerous intervention in traffic and had to pay a fine of €2,000, I think, just for trying to help. So don't block the roads. Of course, if there's only one lane, you have to block it. But if there's multiple lanes, just put your car either on the side of the road or in one of the lanes, in the lane where the accident happened. Several helpers can share tasks. One can secure the accident scene, and others can begin life-saving emergency measures and the emergency call. There's the sign up for the emergency call. There's also emergency call stations. Every 2 kilometers on the autobahn, and if you have no phone with you, you can call the emergency call using that. especially if there's a truck like this involved in accident.
It's like fire.
The red sign means easily flammable, and the white sign means it's dangerous for the environment. Any ideas what the orange sign could mean? It's already translated at the bottom. It's the danger number and the substance number. Everything has to be registered in Germany. That's one of the cases where it comes in handy. If, of course, none of you or myself know what every single number stands for, but the good thing is if we tell them we're doing the emergency call, they know the register and know what kind of substance is in the truck. Yeah, I think this one is, I think it was gas, stuff like that. So just tell them what it is, and then they can send the fire department, technische Hilfswerk, or the bomb squad if they need it. Yeah. Next up, the rescue good. If there is when do we have to rescue? First of all, when do we have to rescue a person in this situation? Well, if there's a chance of fire, there could be risk for yourself, so then it's up to you if you want to do the rescue grip. But in general, injured people should only be rescued from the vehicle if there is imminent danger. That means if they are unconscious, sitting in the car unconscious, that's also imminent danger because they might suffocate. If they are maybe bleeding heavily, could help them out. But most of the times, if they are still conscious, they can get out by themselves, or they don't want to. But if they are unconscious, you always have to get them out. Beware of non-deployed airbags. They can harm you really badly. They are triggered by a little explosion, and if you are between the airbag and the injured person, and you're just reaching across to maybe open the seatbelt, and then it strikes, you will break your arm, your shoulder, maybe your ribs, or even harm your organs, because it has a lot of power. So be careful. As far as possible, do not stand between the airbag and the affected person. The easiest thing you can do to stop the airbag is to turn off the running engine and then pull the handbrake for the car to not roll away. As soon as the engine is turned off, there should not be the airbag shouldn't deploy anymore. So yeah, of course, in that situation there could be a risk for yourself, so you don't have to. It's up to you again. Then you open the belt, and only after you've gotten the person out of the car to do the emergency call, because it is imminent danger. It could be that they already died while you're doing the emergency call. Yeah. So now I need the first volunteer of today to show you how to use the rescue grip. Thank you. Then please just sit down. So first of all, I've secured the accident scene. I've put up the warning triangle, hazard lights, I've got on my warning vest, and I've put on gloves. Now I approach the car, and I can see him sitting inside there, but he's not looking at me. His head is hanging down because he's unconscious. You don't have to play. So now I'm next to the car, the door is closed, the window's up. What can I do?
First, just try to see if the door is unlocked.
First of all, we just knock against the window to see if he's maybe just in shock or just looking for something down there. If he's talking with us, if he's conscious, he can probably still open the door by himself, and you don't even have to get him out. If he's not reacting, we have to try to open the door. So we'll see if it's unlocked. Let's say it is locked.
Break the window.
Yeah. we can break the window. We can use any kind of sharp, heavy object to break the window, a stone, a piece of wood, whatever. The warning triangle also is good. You shouldn't use it to secure the accident scene, but if there is the one from the accident car, you can take it. When it's locked, so you can't really take it, but maybe there is anything else around. Even the stuff, pieces from the car that fell off due to the crash, you can use. You shouldn't smash in the window where he's sitting though. Pick the window at the back or on the passenger side. If I take a heavy stone and smash in the window, I'll hit it over his head, and then he's got even more problems from just being unconscious. Yeah, so I smash it in the back, open the door. I can open it from the inside. I can grip around here and open this door from the inside as well. Yeah, so now I can just say, hello, can you hear me? Unfortunately, he can't, because he's unconscious. So now I have to get him out of the car. First of all, I turn off the engine, just pull out the keys and throw them on the passenger side, pull on the handbrake and open the back. If he's 200 kilos and I can't reach around the front, I can also just slightly put him forward, look around the back, and then open the back. Of course, I have to hold him so his head doesn't smash into the steering wheel. Yeah. So now the belt is open and I could probably get him out, but I can't just take his arm and pull him out. He would just fall on the ground. So there is a safer way to what we call rescue grip. And but for that I would have to reach under his arms. But right now, because of the car seat, I can't do it. So I have to push him over to me. So his back is slightly turned towards me. If the person is wearing a belt, you can just pull the belt and do it by that. If they are too heavy for that, or they have no belt, normally the feet are looking to the front if they're in the car. You can just push his leg over, and if the person is unconscious, because it's not laying unconscious, the rest of the body will move as well. So they go like this, yes, and the rest of the body is moving like this. You have to be careful so they don't fall out. Just hold them. But if his back is looking towards me, I can get him out easier. So now I can just grip under his arms and use his arm as a lever. I use his arm to grip on, and now it's important that your thumbs are on the outside, not like normally gripping a bar. Because if I pull him like this, I would damage his organs and also break my thumbs. So like this, it's safer. Like this, I can just now pull him up. I don't know. I just pull him out. Thank you. Thank you. The feet are going over the ground, so there's also again a little bit of weight taken off. As soon as we got him out, we carefully put him on the ground, and then we can check for consciousness and breathing. Yeah, of course, the rescue grip we can also use if a person is lying in the water or anywhere else. Just in the car, especially, it's harder to do than in other situations. Yeah, questions up until now? Okay. Then next up is the emergency call. 112, 110, or 911. There are some basic rules for the emergency call, but that's mainly two. Just don't hang up. The Rescue Coordination Center ends the call or terminates the call. The reason for that is they didn't understand anything properly. If they have any questions, they can still ask you and don't have to call you back for the same time. Then use speakers as long as you can, as far as you can, because while you are using the speakers, you can still do something else and to save time again. Also, since I think 2009, you need a SIM card to call the ambulance. In your phone, if you have your phone with me, there only is a SIM card inside, because otherwise you couldn't call anyone. Yeah. Then the key questions. There is 5. One of those is the most important one. Sorry?
Location.
Where did it happen? The reason for that is if you've only got 1 or 2% battery left, and you tell them, hello, here is Vincent, there is a car accident, then they know, okay, somewhere is a Vincent with a car accident, but they have no clue where you are. If you only tell them where you are, they will send a police car and an ambulance to the location to check it out. But if you don't tell the location, they can't send anyone. If you don't know where you are, they can track you, but only as long as you have battery. It takes 1 or 2 minutes to track the call, but it's only possible if you have battery left. Yeah, so where did it happen? What's also important?
How many injured?
Yes. Yes, what happened? Is it a burning house? Has somebody broken their leg? Was it a car accident? It depends on what they are sending to the location. Also, how many are injured? If there's a car accident and you tell the emergency call, you tell them there's a person sitting in the car, but you didn't see the 2 children on the back seat, they will have to wait for help because they have to call for backup, and it just wastes time again. Yeah, what could also be important? So?
Your estimation?
No.
Describe the situation or something.
What kind of injuries do they have? First of all, because they, depending on the injuries, you need a doctor for medication or the fire department or anything to get them out of something. Often, if they are in the 4th floor and they've got no, you have to carry them down the stairs or 2 feet person, and coming from the ambulance isn't enough, so you need the fire department to help them carry you. And also, for us as paramedics, it's easier to get ready for the situation, depending on what kind of injuries they have, or what kind of injuries we're being told. We pick a different kind of material to take to the accident scene, and also just so we can mentally prepare for it. I had it when I was just still in the beginning of the paramedic course at the practical, just practicing, and we arrived at a scene where we were told it's a slight traffic accident, just one car bumped into another. We thought, okay, you might have a headache or just a slight wound on the head. When we arrived there was a motorcycle lying under the truck, and the patient was in the car. Yeah, to be honest, I was in shock for like 2 minutes just standing there and looking at it, because I prepared for a slight car accident. And especially if you're new to the job, it's shocking for you, but even paramedics who've been working for 10, 15 years, it's easier to prepare for that. Because even though we are only humans, we also have feelings, and so it's easier for us to prepare. And the last one is wait for questions. If they have any questions, that's why hang up after you said everything. Maybe they have specific questions. Yeah. So the emergency call should always be determined by the Rescue Coordination Center. The emergency numbers are free of charge, so even if you've got you can still call them. The misuse of emergency call facilities is a criminal offense. What's meant by that, if you just call them out of curiosity and you don't really need them, it's a misuse. Also, if you lie to them, describe a false situation, just so they get to you. If it's nothing that serious, they won't send an ambulance straight away. But if you lie to them, that's a misuse. A friend of mine was drinking once, he was partying, and he lost his jacket on the way home, and he was cold. So he thought, they've got these rescue blankets on the ambulance. So he called them, completely over-exaggerated the situation, and when they arrived there, they noticed he could just call the cab or a taxi and wouldn't have needed them. He got charged with misuse of the emergency call facilities, and he has to pay a fine of 2,000 euros. He got the blanket, but it was a pretty expensive one in the end. So if you've got the money, it's up to you. But the problem is if they have to get you a blanket and somebody else is having a heart attack during that time, they can't have the person with the heart attack. If you call it on accident, like a pocket dial, that's no misuse as well. That's on accident. They will ask you if everything is fine, but if you say sorry, it was a pocket dial, then that's no problem. Another friend of mine was wearing skinny jeans for some time. Generally, I don't know why, but because of them, it was so tight that it pressed on the buttons on the side. So he called the emergency call 8 times in 2 weeks. Yeah. Then the rescue coordination center told him, we don't want to talk to you anymore, get other jeans, or get any other kind of trousers. Of course, they said it more polite, but that was the message. But he didn't get charged with the misuse of emergency call facilities because it still was an accident. Yeah, nowadays he's wearing different trousers, so win-win. Paragraph 145 Strafgesetzbuch, if you want to read about it. And even in case of a SIM-lock, you can normally call 112, 110, or 911. Often nowadays also over smartwatches you can call it. And cars that were built in the last 7-8 years have either an emergency call button in the roof, or at a certain kind of impact, force of impact, they dial it on their own. Yeah. These are emergency call stations you see on the Autobahn. They are every 2 kilometers. The good thing is they also send your location if you're calling from them, so you don't have to know which way you are exactly. And how to find them, so you don't have to walk the whole 2 kilometers, is the little arrow, If you, it shows you where the nearest one is. If you see the arrow, you have to keep walking. If you don't see it, it's in the other direction. So it's pretty simple. And yeah, these are the white posts also that are standing every 50 meters, in case you need to put up the warning triangle. Yeah. Next up would be finding a person, but before that I say we'll do a short break. Let's do until 9:15.